Malcolm Larvadan and Chuck Fowler. Time 4:30 p.m. First item, to hear from the administration on efforts to address affordable housing, including but not limited to efforts to relax and or revise building codes to encourage affordable housing. The Alexandria City Council meetings and council meeting committees are broadcast live and may be viewed by the public on Optimum Channel 4. A rebroadcast may be viewed on Optimum Channel 4 and at the City of Alexandria website, www.cityofalexandrialouisiana.com. Mr. Larvadan.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Green. Oh, Mayor. Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, it's an old habit. I present this item because I feel that we may need to make some adjustments to encourage affordable housing. I think our current building codes do not encourage, innovative housing, and I want to hear from the mayor. I know, Mayor, a couple of months ago, you talked about revising the code so that we could build more affordable and more innovative housing. So I'd just like to hear from you on that issue.
Okay. A couple items first, since y'all have some other related items coming up later. In the guide that we sent, it looks like this, Mr. Chair. It was pursuant to the executive order that I crafted in discussions with you, JMR 2025-3, which is the alignment of community development programs and compliance with exactly the idea that you're talking about now in general terms. I would just commend to your review pages 68 and 69, which are attachments H and I, among a lot of other material in it, and it's well organized and well done over at Community Development. Attachment H is an overview process for qualifying a homeowner for the purchase of a home, and it is part of a program that is really an innovative program. And if you look down at the bottom, it'll have a graph or a chart, rather, of how to do that with the down payment grant part and all of those other things. So it's right in line with some of the things we're talking about. And then attachment I is the $1 home ownership program via Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America. So that's attachment I, and it too will give a lot of options, including how the city part participates for the dollar sale and financing of a home. So
Now, are these policies currently in effect, or will they be put in effect?
These are the recommendations of the group, and we are looking at how this model has worked in other cities, but these are things that are real, have worked, and we don't have a problem looking into realigning how we use our home funds, et cetera, to get people to home ownership.
So when do we plan putting that stuff in the?
Well, the executive order was given to me back November 7th. So we've had a little over 30 days, and so we'll be reviewing that over the holiday period to really get a jump start for next year. All right, and then the next one is attachment. So attachment I has a few pages, and I think after that, we'll leave it at I. So H and I, and now let's go to your direct question. The direct question is, with regard to relaxing building codes are not the city. The city is required by state law to adopt the state uniform building code. And the state uniform building code has become stricter over the years, not less strict. And the design that the state and the legislators who are behind it and all the policymakers behind it would say that that's to keep people safe and from being taken advantage of. We are required to adopt it. One of the enforcement mechanisms of a city that fails to adopt and adhere to the adoption. So we adopted it, but we don't really, let's say the city says, but we're not going to enforce it, is it affects homeowners' insurance in that city. So there's no way for us to change the building codes except for the non-mandatory sections, which are really more of this administrative stuff where we have already opted to give ourselves maximum freedoms where we can. Trey, we've been at it for years. I won't say that there's not more we can try to do, but it doesn't necessarily relax the building codes itself. So the plumbing code, the electrical code, any of that.
Well, the reason why I use that phrase is because there was some discussion about doing modular homes, not mobile homes, but modular homes, and a lot of times those homes come pre-manufactured and they're assembled together, and that could be a problem when it comes to inspections.
That's right.
So that was the reason why I use that phrase.
I got it. And I wasn't picking at you for using it.
That's fine.
I'm coming to your answer, which
Okay.
I think you'll like, which is the way we would probably opt to address it, they talk about it in their report, and Ms. McGill's has talked about with me, is you would want to address this through zoning. So we would come up with some zoning. So think about mobile home overlays, which you've heard me say, I don't want anymore, and most people don't because they're not helpful. But we could have a modular home overlay and some other things. So we need to think about planned urban developments that have these grouped together and how we might do it. And we need to talk about overlays. Where we would run into the problem that I think you like is if you're in an existing neighborhood and you have all standard houses and you wanted to take some vacant lots and put these there, you would run into a problem because of the building code and all of that, and zoning. Where I would also tell you your citizens are going to be a problem more than anybody else's. While the homeowner who's getting the modular home may be happy, the citizens around them whose home values could be, rightly or wrongly, affected by that, they're going to scream bloody murder. So I think we have to be careful, but one of the ways to address our joint goal of at least allowing people modularity as a choice, allowing that choice to exist, is going to be through some zoning, and we will have that also at the start of the year, some ideas on how to do that. And also, it's in this report.
And what's peculiar is, a couple weeks ago, our president floated the idea of a 50-year mortgage. And they gave some statistics where now the average homeowner is 50 years old versus in the late 90s, the average homeowner was 29. And just the cost of homes just being so expensive. I mean, I know we can't control what's happening in Washington, but I would just like for us to be as very innovative as we can to
Understood.
give people options. Personally, I like the container homes, the shipping container homes. I just think we need to come up with a way to do some things differently because certain areas of 1, 2, and 3 and some of 4 are in decline. And a lot of people just don't think home ownership is attainable.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we had that talk as we've been developing it. I agree with you.
Mhm.
I would say that this stuff is fraught, meaning for every time you see it as a good argument to give people that option, the same folks, and let's be clear, people who are in need of the help because they are impoverished, et cetera, can also be taken advantage of by longer-term mortgage and things in which they can never build equity. So there's another side to this that we all have to be careful how we treat the. I know that that's on your mind, and I'm not suggesting you're not thinking of that too. You're thinking, like you said, of ways to be innovative. That's our commitment too, and I agree with you in principle on all the things you've outlined with this, and we're gonna have more ideas after the first of the year.
okay, so
And they're in here now. I would encourage you. There's a lot in this right now.
I'm just trying to get a timetable. I mean, when
First of the year, we'll be willing to present some, I think, at least more concretized or concrete ideas on this attachment I, on the idea of how to relax, I want to stay away from relaxing building codes, on how to better take advantage of opportunities that unyielding building codes disallow things that we want to be innovative about, whether it's through zoning or even a legislative cure, even going to the legislature and trying to get them to allow for certain overlays where there is some code stuff. We're willing to go down and do that. I just think it took them forever, Trey, to pass all this, and that code council, I would think they would not be easier because it's about safety to them, stopping houses from having fires, stopping people who have someone come work on a house who are impoverished, take advantage of them with substandard work. All of those are going to be competing valid interests against what we're saying, even though I know your intent, Chair, is to do innovative work to help people.
Yeah, right.
Insurance industry is gonna be adverse to it too, completely.
You could be fighting insurance on property insurance, et cetera. Look, those are the negatives. What you're tasking us with isn't to just tell you all the no's. You want to know the hows and the yeses. I got it.
Yes. All right, so you think we'll be voting on this sometime in the new year?
We would like to present y'all with some things that we think, and I think we'd start with overlays. That's what Ms. McGills wants me to talk to you about, but we need some more time to flesh out how that would work. And I just would remind everybody that it may sound good for the person who wants it, and it may even sound good to half of a neighborhood, but if half of a neighborhood says, I don't want that overlay in my neighborhood, we're going to run into some community
Well,
issues that
but
will take
Mayor-
some education to get to.
But Mayor, I mean, let's be practical here. District 5 is not going to have this issue.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about District 5, Mr. Lawberdane.
I'm just saying
I'm
just
talking about Districts 1 and 3 will have the same
Sir,
home ownership. You're downgrading the value of my home by we're not talking about 5. 5's not in my head.
yeah,
1 and 3 are in my head when I answer that.
yeah, but I mean, I know that there are a lot of areas in 1 and 3 that are just desolate.
Right, but there's areas, of course, there are
Yeah.
challenged areas in 1 and 3,
Challenged
but there are
areas.
also areas that are on margins, on lines, where someone says, I'm holding on, and if I go to the bank to get a loan to do this work at my house, and you allow an overlay that's not thoughtful next to me, and the bank starts to see that as a slide the wrong way, they could run into problems. I'm not talking about District 5, I'm talking about
Yeah.
1 and 3.
I mean, I hear what you're
They're
saying, but
competing.
I hear what you're saying, but it's already a challenge to get a loan in certain areas already.
Mr. Chair, I
actually.
understand the challenge is to find yeses, not
Yeah.
nos.
Okay, all right.
Might just have to be certain areas and have designated areas that for.
Look, Jim's on, so let me say this, Mr. Chair. Y'all are saying it, but maybe I'm saying it in not the right way. We need to be careful if we're doing it through zoning to look at areas where it makes sense, where maybe it's bad, and I hate to say it, but it's bad enough where this can only help. Maybe not look for margin areas where we could make a change the wrong way. That's all. We just need to be careful where you can't just say an overlay is allowed anywhere. We have to be careful in how you would do it.
I agree with
Target
you.
it, target it.
I agree with you in that regard, but I mean, just.
Yes.
We need to kind of get something approved so we can.
You're looking for yeses, not nos, sir. I
Looking for
understand.
yeses, okay.
Yeah, we would look at it through land development, those kind of things, land use and development. Okay,
In the
that's
city-
our report.
In the city of Shreveport, they have done marginal home overlays, and they have not depreciated the values of the properties that they're in. And as he asks about relaxing codes, we don't want to relax a code to incorporate a problem for a community. But I know District 3 has an abundance of trailers. That was the overlay before I took 3 over 12 years ago. And, but modular homes now are substantially really fine homes. And, as compared to a Jim Walter home, I just threw Jim Walter out there, that modular type home. So anyway, if I noticed that in checking in Shreveport, that's why I said Shreveport, because I've checked there. And we look forward to your report and your staff report in January to see where we can go forward to move the city progressively to attain affordable housing. And I thank you for that time.
Thank you. And just as a final comment, we're in substantial agreement with both council persons' assessment and rendition of what they want, and we understand the task. And we accept it.
Any other comment, Mr. Fowler, Mr. Lawrence?
No further comment. I'm looking forward to the new year.
Economic development, economic workplace ends, this ends of it. Next committee coming up, please.
Fire chief will do the PAC agreement.
We need Gary Johnson.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Gary. Second Bush, boss. Second Bush. Second Bush. Second Bush, boss.
Righty.
I'd like to open up the economic workforce, no, wrong. Personnel Insurance Committee. On the committee is myself, Mr. Fowler, Mr. Johnson. We have one thing to discuss, to consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with Pat Ford Emergency Medical Services to support emergency medical training programs with the city, with Alexandria Fire Department. What this is, basically, Fire Chief, you like to explain it?
Yeah.
I know what it is. but-
So what this agreement does, Councilman Johnson, is it allows us to have a partnership with Pafford Ambulance Company and Alexandria Fire Department to cross-train. So we're doing an advanced life support right now with the fire department. We need to do clinical ride times in an ambulance, so this agreement allows us to do that. In return, we can also train some of their basics to advanced levels.
Okay, so you say cross-train, I understand you train, do you guys get training from those guys? I mean, is it back, do you guys learn from those guys too, or just?
It's the same training, but we need to swap resources sometimes. We've got to get in the back of an ambulance and work clinical hours in an ambulance.
Okay, and by these guys just coming on board, you guys pretty much, I mean, they are pretty much on top of the game from what I see, from what I hear.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
getting good reports from the guys. And that's important because, being there as fast as you can and getting the proper medical support is all we can ask for. So
But that's what this agreement would.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically what this does is, our firemen right now have one set of EMS credentials. To get to the next level, they need to ride on the back of the ambulances to get that certification, so they go up the next level. And that's what we're trying to do, so they can do more things at time of crash, because they're usually the first ones there.
Correct.
Okay. I have no more questions.
Okay, no more
Sounds
questions?
like a great idea.
Yeah. No more questions? Well, this meeting's adjourned.
Is there no recommendation?
Recommendation,
Second.
we recommend to the full council. 5 o'clock, we'll start the meeting.
We're here today to better the city of Alexandria and
Yes.
its residents.
Yes,
Crown our heads with wisdom.
yes,
Lead us in your vision.
yes,
We're here today to do what's right for the people,
yes.
and please guide us as we do that.
Please, Jesus.
I know in these type of sittings, we don't always agree upon the same things,
Yes,
but give us the wisdom and understanding to be wise and cautious and understanding
yes,
as we disagree upon difficult issues.
yes.
In your name, we pray. Amen.
Amen, amen.
Pledge allegiance to
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have the approval of the minutes taken from our regular meeting. Roll call, I'm sorry.
Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Ms. Belcher? Mr. Green?
Present.
Mr. Fowler?
I'm here.
Mr. Valori?
Here.
Mr. Lawberdane?
Here.
Ms. Terry, Madam President, you have the floor.
Okay. Approval of the minutes taken from our regular meeting. Need a motion and a second.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, what section of the written minutes would you like to make a comment on? If it's not in the written minutes, there will not be any discussion or comments, only on the minutes. If you have any questions pertaining to any items on the agenda, please contact the administration before or after the meeting. So we have a discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
F, to receive and consider the mayor's veto message regarding ordinance number 129, 2025. Madam President and the members of the council, I received the veto ordinance number 129, 2025, and the mayor's attached veto message on Wednesday, December the 10th, 2025, at 3 p.m., and forwarded a copy to each council member on December the 10th, 2025, at 3:19 p.m. Per the charter in section 2-15C, I am submitting the veto ordinance and the veto message from the mayor to the city council at this time. A copy of the ordinance and the message is in your council book. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Attorney Treyes, which will explain the procedures and the protocol.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the council, under your charter provision, section 2-15C, it is now the appropriate time to consider any motion in response to the veto. Should the council vote to readopt the ordinance 129, 2025, by an affirmative vote of 2/3 of all of its members, the ordinance will become law, irrespective of the veto. If nothing is moved, then the veto will continue.
We have a motion.
Madam President, Attorney Gist, Attorney Goins, I make a motion to override the vetoes with a roll call vote.
We need a
Second.
Motion by Councilman Green, second by Councilman Lawberdane to override the veto.
Comments?
Discussion.
Hold up, public comments.
Public
Mr.
comments.
Jones.
Okay.
3 minutes.
You can allow 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Okay.
Ms. Shakola.
Hey, hi. How y'all doing tonight?
Good. We have 3 minutes for your comments.
My name is Shakola Jones. Everybody know me. But I wanted to get up here tonight and say that I believe what's going on with current leadership is very disappointing. I think at the end of the day, you guys have forgot that you work for the people, that you are employed by us, that you work for us. You guys have made selfish, privileged decisions, have painted the narrative all type of ways that you wanted to paint the narrative. You have taken advantage of the citizens. The map was there so that the councilmen could equally split the citizens down the middle. You guys would have had a equal amount of citizens. You didn't take that in consideration. You did what you wanted to do for your own benefit. And I think this is some of the most prejudiced and racial things I have ever seen go on right here. And I know what's going to happen tonight. You guys are going to vote. It's going to be 4-3. But the bottom line is this. Election time is around the corner. And what you do to the people, you have to answer for it. You have to answer for it with your vote. Some of you guys sit in your seats and you think that you're comfortable and you're not going anywhere and you ignore the people and what the people want every time. And we're getting tired of it. You may win tonight, Miss Lizzie, but election time is around the corner. I'll see you again.
Mr. J. Scott.
Hello, everybody. I just want to hope that we try to be fair again when it comes to this map situation. Last time we spoke on it, it's about the community. It's never about elected officials being elected to the seats. Today, we're up against another situation with a veto, which that's the mayor's decision. We know why he's doing it. Also, that I came last time to speak about an issue with the council, I can say the movie I had 2 weeks ago with the mayor. The show. Ms. Lizzie Felton, you lied on me. You lied on me and actually not to tell the truth. And you lied for your seat. But I won't lie on you. We're going to make sure that we put you out this seat. Make sure we get you out. Because you're not doing what's right. When you lie on me, you got to pay for it.
Mr. White.
Thank you, Madam President. My name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White, Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana, 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I take calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Text me anything you want to do so you can get a hold of me. Madam President and the council, I wish the mayor had vetoed this. I would like to have known, not vetoed it, but I wish he had let it pass so it wouldn't take a 5-2 vote. I wish the mayor would have listened to the citizens. I was the only one here to speak, but others wanted to speak, but it was too late. But I don't know if we've ever done this before or anything like that, because I think when the Area Planning Commission puts things together, I don't think that they look at the districts and try to make, they try to be fair and honest with the districts. Like I said, I don't know about you lying, Lizzie, or anything like that. The only thing I didn't like you saying was that you said the map was done by Catherine Davison and Gerber Baby Porter. And the map was done by the Planning Commission. So you saying that I'm lying or the Planning Commission's lying? The map was done by the Planning Commission, right? The Rapides Parish Planning Commission? They did the map?
I was not on the council at that time.
Okay, but that's fine. Well, they did the map. It wasn't Gerber Baby Porter, it wasn't Catherine Davison. And, that's why people get upset. And that's why, you'll probably get a challenge. Jim Ballard will probably get a challenge. But like I said, I appreciate you, Madam President. You haven't beat me down or anything. And I know Jim Ballard's following whatever the mayor tells him to do.
Mr. White.
But look, I've got to say this, because we're going to have our 250th anniversary. That's what the Constitution and all of this stuff is about. Goins, you're wrong to attack that young lady right there. I'm just saying that. Because we're all citizens, and I like you, Goins.
Mr. White.
I'm just saying that, Miss,
But you
I
have
still
to,
got time.
but you have to
Yeah,
talk
time
about
what's
what's on the
you got time
redistricting.
to talk
Well,
about
I'm
that,
saying
all
on the
that stuff right there.
redistricting.
Come on now.
But you don't need to attack the citizens. That's what brings problems, when you attack the citizens.
Mr.
You're
White.
not attacking me, but I'm just
Mr.
saying
White.
that's what brings the problems to these city
Do you
councils.
have any
And
more?
people are too scared to
Mr.
speak
White.
out. See, time has run out. God bless you and God bless America.
Mr. Richard Hart.
How y'all doing today?
Fine, thank you.
I just came to ask if, I'm looking at the council, and it came to a 4-3 vote on the decision, and we have two councilmen at large, and one councilman at large voted yes, one council member at large voted no. And, you know, they represent the whole entire city. So I would like to find out where the divide came from those two particular council members as to why they saw things differently when they represent the whole city. And so I'm asking for a letter of dissent. That is something that is normally done. You know, I know Supreme Court and different courts do that whenever there is a difference or there is a conflict or some type of questioning as to why one person voted one way and another person voted another way. So we can get that and possibly get those two council members to sit down and talk about the why they had made the decision that they made, so that we can get a better understanding. If we get a letter, we can all get a better understanding as to why there was a difference between two council members that represent the same area. Thank you.
Any more discussion?
I want to make a point. I think the issue that's been overlooked is a fact that we're not growing as a city.
Right.
And in 2010, our population was 47,000. In 2020, our population is 45,000. And in 2030, it's estimated it will be 43,000. And we're going to be going through these boundary gymnastics in a few more years if we don't find a way to grow the city. And I just have a discussion with my council members for 2 and 3. Have there been any discussions with the administration on how to grow the populations in your districts? Because that's very, very important. You know, I'm pushing for affordable housing that affects 1, 2, and 3. And, you know, we tear down homes, but we have no plans to build anything, and we do, you know, victory laps that a house has been demolished. You know, but, you know, we need to really take some serious steps as a city to see what can we do to get more people to move here, because in 4 more years, you know, we could easily have the same situation where the lines need to go one place and politics are going to play it going another place. So, as a council, as a city, we need to make some serious decisions and really come together for the betterment of the citizens. I mean, crime is an issue, and it's just disappointing that we're just not growing. So, that's all I want to say. Yeah.
Well, George, go ahead first. I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I echo what you said, Malcolm. One thing is the divide. When you could look at Channel 4 from anywhere and see how divided the city is, you know, you make a decision whether you want to bring your people here or not. I moved 11 times in the military, and up in your kids and your wife, your family coming. But if I was looking on Channel 4 and I see Alexandria, I would not want to come here, because I look at the education, I'm going to look at the crime rate, and then I'm going to look at the jobs. And then I'm going to look at Channel 4 and see 3-4. It's always 3-4. So you look and you see that right there, you know. Who's gonna do that? And like you said, the population, when I left here 46 years ago, I know Alexandria was booming. You know, we called ourselves the hub back then. I come back, Lafayette and doggone grew into Crowley. And we are slowly but surely losing people because of the divide and along with other stuff you mentioned. So I don't know. We got to do a better job of this right here.
We need a plan. We need a plan.
Well,
We need a plan.
New mayor and Councilman Earl.
Councilman Green.
You can keep on.
And someone answering your question, Mr. Horton. Ordinance 153-22. The yeas were Mr. Fowler, Mr. Washington, Mr. Porter, Mr. Davidson, Mr. Ballard, Mr. Rubin. That was from the census done in 2020 by the United States Census that's required. Ordinance 37-24. The yeas was Mr. Rubin, Mr. Ballard, Ms. Felker, Mr. Fowler. The nays were Ms. Perry, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Washington. The 153-2222 was signed by Mayor Roy. The ordinance 37-2024 laid on the mayor's desk and was not signed, and it went into effect. Ordinance 190-2055. The yeas, Mr. Larvin, Ms. Perry, Mr. Johnson, myself, Jules Green. The nays was Mr. Fowler, Mr. Villard, Mrs. Felker. Looking back at the ordinance of 2024, when all 7 2022, when all 7 council persons agreed to the map that was done by the city. People were here for the meeting, and it was accepted by the entire citizens. Now, we come back to go back to that original map, and there seems to be a problem. The mayor vetoed it. And simply, all we were doing was going back to the original map that was drawn by the director of the Planning Commission. But in the lieu of that, I've got receipts that the young man was told to change the map. So if we wind up in court, everybody who will wind up in court will have to stand and raise your hand and say, I do, I'm telling the truth. So that's why I asked for a vote to override the mayor's veto, because we're simply going back to what the entire city agreed to. And I must say, ladies and gentlemen, I live in District 4 for 20 plus years. Said I was going to run for District 4, wound up being put in District 3, District 3, went back to District 4. I just went along with what was going on. So we're here today to ask for a roll call vote for the majority of the citizens to have their say and their approval, because we are elected by the citizens of Alexandria. You look at the city of Ball, they're growing. They're getting all the tax revenues for homeowners. Woodwork, they're building houses. That's where their tax revenue is going to for home ownership. So ladies and gentlemen, they work here, but they're paying home ownership elsewhere. So, Madam President, that's my take on the purpose of asking for a roll call vote to override this veto for the citizens of Alexandria to be satisfied. Thank you for your time, and I thank everyone for their listening.
I'm going to piggyback off our Councilman Green. when I asked for this redistricting, it wasn't to say that I did something, or I was the one to say, hey, Councilwoman Perry, asked for the redistricting again. I did it because when it was done, as Councilman Green said, we had 7 votes. 7 votes. So that told me that that district was fine. That wasn't nothing wrong. And then we turn around and we find something's wrong now. And it wasn't right. I did it to correct the wrong and to make it right. I didn't do it for division among my colleagues. I didn't do it to please the mayor. I did it because the citizens had spoke at the previous meeting saying what they wanted. And so all I did was revisit it to give the citizens what they wanted. The mayor saw different and he vetoed it. And you should see that picture. You should see the 7 of us sit up here, try to get what you all ask us to get. Even when you think that we're not asking, this should show you who has the last say, no matter what item on the agenda is voted up on. We are doing the best that we can as your representatives. The mayor has the daily operation of the city of Alexandria. All that I am asking, not an I, but a we, is that we work together to move this city forward. All I have ever asked was for the administration and for my colleagues, all 7 of us, to work together for the betterment of the citizens. And that is what I'm going to continue to ask. This is not about me. This is not about Councilman Laverdane, Councilman Johnson, Councilman Green, Councilman Fowler, Councilman Valord, Councilwoman Felter. This is about the citizens of Alexandria. And we're going to have to start giving those people what they want. And in order for us to do that, we have to be able to work among each other.
Right.
And we have to be able to work with the administration. And when we ask for things, we would like them done in a timely manner. We would like to get a respond when we email or we call or we text. Just respond if it's no more than say, I'll get back with you. This is not about us. This is about our citizens. This is not about I said, she said, they said. This is not to throw you up under the bus, Councilwoman Felter. This is about us working together, not no division. I have tried to keep us from being divided. I'm going to continue to do that. But in order for me to keep us from being divided, we have to give our citizens something. We have to show them that we want better streets for them. We want playground equipment for them. We want the crime to stop. None of us sit up here and want people to get killed. None of us. So stop pointing the finger at us and come together and say what we can do as administration, as council members, as community leaders, as citizens. It's about working together. Every city is growing except for the city of Alexandria.
Amen.
Except for the city of Alexandria. And it's no reason that the city of Alexandria cannot grow. I'm going to leave this Bible verse with you all. Titus 3, be avoid foolish conversations, dissensions occurring about laws for unprobable and worthless. As for a person who stir up division after warning him once and then twice, have nothing more to do with him. Knowing that such person will call demolish. I'm done. I'm asking for the administration. I'm asking for my colleagues. I'm asking for the community. I'm asking all of us to find a way to work together to grow this city.
Yes, Lord.
You ready for the vote?
No, I have my comments.
Okay.
Madam President,
No,
our
don't do
procedures
that.
say that there shouldn't be outbursts from the crowd. I never brought forward any map to cause division. You talk about supporting your district. Everyone talks about supporting their districts. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Giving my district the opportunity for them to decide whether they're going to reelect the incumbent or not. That should be their choice. An incumbent should not be written out of their district. But I wasn't even going to consider redistricting if that were the only reason. When I started looking at it, there was a way to write the maps that were better, that keeps communities together, that gives the people a voice, that gives them representation that's consistent. And so that's what I sought to do. There's a lot of chatter, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of comments that are not true. And it's easy to call someone a liar, but I hope that the people that truly know me will see that I'm not. Because all I've received from people that live in my district, that work in my district, that shop in my district, is that they support these maps. They support the mayor vetoing this. They are for it. And so I'm doing exactly what you're saying you want to be done, doing what the people want me to do. So I have a chance to continue representing the district that I've spent years learning the streets and the neighborhoods and the people. I'm out in the community all the time, at events, supporting my district. I have a heart for that, a love for that. And I want to continue doing that if the people decide to allow me to do that. Now, we've also had an election under these maps. So I think that further proves that we don't need to change anything back. We don't need to revert back because that is unfair to the citizens to be able to vote and have their voice heard. So we've laid all this out. I answered a ton of questions in the mayor's briefings to support my side and explain and try to get through the muddy waters. And I respect each of you up here. And if you believe you're doing what's right with your vote for your district, I respect that. I'm doing what's right for my district and giving the 64% of my district that elected me a chance to decide to re-elect me.
Could I?
Yes.
So, you and I had a conversation.
Right.
And you know where I stand on this.
Correct.
You said that you did your homework and you talked to your people, but you didn't talk to my people, which you took some of my people. And I think if I had the numbers, there was close to 1,800 people.
That is not true.
The maps.
No, I'm sorry, that is not true. I
What's the
changed
number?
one precinct.
The numbers
One
changed.
precinct.
No. You changed more than one precinct, because you and I went and we had the numbers there. I have the numbers in front of me. But you decided to do what you thought for your district, but not for my district. So you are not talking to the same people that I'm talking to. You're not talking to the people that's thinking that, why do I not see you in my community anymore? Because because you deserted us, or whatever. Those people, a lot of people don't know the maps drawn in. When I was running for council, I didn't know where the maps, I just looked and they said, go this street, I went this street, went that street, I knocked on a lot of doors. Those doors now belong to her, to you, and me, and some of yours belong. So
Right.
everybody did not know about redistricting like you did. You took it upon yourself, and it's just me saying, to take, because your home was moved out of your district, right? Am I right? So let's change the map. That's the way I look at it. That's something that I would never have done. So you're saying that you did what you had to do? Congratulations to you. But you didn't do it for all the people. You didn't do it for the people that I know. Because a lot of them look at me sideways, not saying, I don't see you in my community because I'm not your representative no more. So don't think, one size don't fit all.
Right, but I
No.
disagree with something that you're saying. When you change the maps after the census, it shuffled no matter what.
I'm gonna talk about when I was here. I
I
cannot
understand
talk
that.
about.
No, but you qualified under the maps that we're not even talking about anymore, so things were gonna change regardless. And so what these maps did, where they put neighborhoods together, so it would be easier for the people to understand who their representatives are. You're right, we all had to shuffle. And the other thing that I do wanna say is, I put forth my proposal, I sent it to you all, said,
And I voted against it.
right, but before that, there could have been a collaboration. I even said, we can meet at RAPC, you can meet, whatever you want to do to discuss it, to work through it, and that didn't happen then.
Well, I don't think we're getting anywhere tonight. You and I had our conversation. I strongly disagree on how it was done and when it was done. All I'm saying is, if, according to the lawyers and everybody who's spoken on this in the last 2 weeks, according to everybody, you could disagree anytime you want to. So why it's good for you to do it, and now we should be doing it, and now we can push that. That's the only thing I have. That's the only thing.
And I believe this for two reasons. Because we've already had an election under the maps,
Okay?
and, well, I guess that's the main reason, I think.
Read the text message she sent you.
But we're not gonna, we're
I'll
going
read it after.
But my final statement is, I respect each of you. Vote for what you think is best for your district. I'm going to do what's best for mine.
Okay.
And I am committed to working with all 7 of us together, no matter what. So,
We're ready. And call for the vote.
Mr. Green,
What is it?
this is to overturn the veto.
Oh,
Mr. Green,
yes.
Mr. Fowler,
No.
Mr. Villard,
No.
Mr. Larvadae.
Yes.
Ms. Perry,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Felter.
no.
Okay, you've got 4 yeas and 3 noes, and the motion fails.
Okay. We can move on.
G, consent calendar. Number 1, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for playground improvement project. Number 2, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for Jackson Street gas main replacement for the gas department. The administration is requesting that this item be removed and re-advertised at a later date. Number 3, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a contract for qualified electric line worker services. Number 4, introduction of an ordinance authorizing 2025-2026 major budget amendment. Number 5, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a service agreement with Hanson Banner LLC for upgrade of the current utility customer service software. Number 6, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the proposal received from Meyer, LaCroix, and Hickson for waterware reclamation project professional services. Number 7, introduction of an ordinance to declare surplus and authorize the sale of a certain city-owned 5.204 acre tract of land, together with the improvements located adjacent to Industrial Port Road and other matters related thereto.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Lloyd, second by Councilman Fowler. Any items to committee?
No items to committee, Madam President, but Madam Clerk, give me the explanation for number 2 again.
Number 2, they removed this item because we did not receive any bids today.
No bids received.
No bids received, and we're going to re-advertise at a later date.
Thank you kindly.
On number 3, I don't necessarily want to go to committee, but at some point in time, very soon after the first of the year, I would love to have a kind of an update from the administration on our difficulties in putting people into the electric department. We have several issues there. And I think we and the public should be brought up to date on
Several issues, what?
in the electrical department.
Hiring people.
Oh.
Can't hire them.
Yes.
You ready for the resolution?
Resolution. Number 8, resolution authorizing advertisement for bid for bulk fuel for vehicles and equipment.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 9, resolution in favor of the administration drafting a comprehensive affordable housing plan that allows for diverse, affordable, and energy-efficient housing ownership options for working-class individuals in the city of Alexandria.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Lawberdane, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion.
Yes, I want to just talk about this one. Oh, public.
Yeah. Mr. White?
Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. Again, my name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street. My area code 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I really salute Malcolm Laverdane on what he was saying about these containers, using container ship containers for modular type housing. I've seen it done before and everything. So I salute you on that, Malcolm. I've been looking at that, and it seems like a good thing to try to get affordable housing here in Alexandria. They've done it in other cities and everything. They hadn't said it lowered property value or anything like that. But we do need affordable housing, but I think a lot of the reason why these people are leaving here, y'all, is just the way you don't treat us bad, Madam President, but, others have. And they see all that stuff, just like one of the councilmen was saying.
Mr. White?
I'm just saying,
Just
that's
stay
all.
on.
But, like I said, I hope the council will get some type of, either container ship or these modular homes to try to help people get home ownership in the city. They're doing it all over the country, so that would be a good thing to try to get people here. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr.
Discussion, yes.
Lawberdane.
This was a resolution I put forth for the council to consider. Affordable housing is an issue I campaign on. It's an issue that I'm championing. It's a really important issue because when your house isn't right, your life isn't right. And there are just sections of Section 1, District 1, that you drive through a walk, that you just have just poor housing. And affordability is an issue that we're seeing on the federal stage, the state stage, and also the local stage. I feel that we can do a whole lot more because as a council, it just seems like we come here and we react to an agenda that's put before us. And I want to put forth a resolution for the administration to make some things happen. In many instances, we have the tail wagging the dog. But this is one instance where I feel that affordable housing is needed and would definitely benefit districts 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, I know in the last 20 years, I don't think we've really had an affordable housing program in place. And when I'm told that we can't get qualified homeowners. I disagree with that because other cities are doing it. So I'm hopeful that this affordable housing plan will also include adjudicated properties. Just ways to get people in homes that are affordable and energy efficient. So I just pray that my council members vote in favor of it. I think it's worthy of your vote because it's really needed. So,
Yes, you got mine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 10, resolution in favor of the administration drafting a comprehensive economic development plan that promotes economic development throughout the city of Alexandria.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Councilman Lawberdane, second by Councilman Johnson.
Yeah.
Public comments? Discussion?
All right, this is another resolution that I put forward because districts 1 through 5 have some sort of economic development. But as a city, we're not growing. We are not growing, and we produce brilliant minds. They just don't stay here. They go east or west. So, I've discussed some economic development plans with Council Lady Perry. I think we have we're centrally located. We got this
Right.
water by us, we got this airport, we got this port. I feel that we could do a whole lot more than what we're doing. I know the administration is working hard, but it just seems like we don't have a comprehensive plan. We have projects, but I don't see a comprehensive plan. So I think everyone up here wants to grow the city, wants the city to move in a better direction. And I think economic development is needed to do that. So I encourage all my council members to vote in favor of it.
And Councilman Lawberdane, we do have people that is willing to bring projects to Alexandria.
Okay.
So maybe we can meet with the administration and
Let's do it.
see how we can
Let's do
get
it.
that moving
Let's do it.
forward. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 11, resolution canceling the regular council meeting scheduled for Tuesday, December 30th, 2025.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Lawberdane. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 12, resolution confirming the appointment of Zedria Whitehead to serve as commissioner on the Greater Alexandria Economic Development Authority representing District 3.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Valord. Public comments. I'm going to call Ms. Whitehead to come up and introduce herself.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zendria Whitehead, and I just want to say thank you, Councilwoman Perry, for appointing me to the GATA, and to Angela Lloyd, our Executive Director, and to my fellow commissioners. I look forward to serving on the authority and truly honored to work with you and to serve our city. I look forward to working together in advancing GATA's mission and making a positive impact of our communities. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I'll make it real quick. When Madam President told me that she had elected you, well, nominated you, you served anyway. Every time I see you, I mean, you are what I call a real servant, no title, no whatever. Every time I'm out, I pretty much see you, and you can be an addition to this GATA board. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 13, resolution to establish, fund, and implement the Restore Alexandria Neighborhood Program.
Okay. Motion, please.
Move.
Second. Second. We get a second?
I move.
A second.
Okay.
Motion by Councilman Lawberdane, second by Councilman Johnson.
All right, man, leave me hanging, man.
We have a public comment by Mr. White.
Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome.
Again, Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street, 71302, Alexandria, Louisiana. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I don't know if I trust anything with Restore, but, you come up with these names and stuff, and then it doesn't work right. And Restore didn't work right for the people, so
All right,
I hope and pray that this Restore will work right
All right.
Because I know you regretted the last time you voted for Restore.
I did,
Miss.
yes, sir, I did.
All right.
I know,
So
but like I said, I hope and pray that this works right.
All right.
And Malcolm,
That's what I'm
you know
saying.
what you forgot, Malcolm?
What?
Railroads. The railroads run through
Railroads,
here
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So we do have railroads.
All right. Okay, I understand everyone's apprehension about the word restore. I get it. But this was a program a former councilman put together that would help with affordable housing. The last time it was presented, it was voted down by the council. I understand that it may need to be revised and updated, but I'm doing everything in my power to encourage affordable housing in the city of Alexandria. If there's any plan out there, let's dust it off, let's implement it, let's put something together, because the people need it. So I encourage my council members to vote in favor of it. It may need to be updated, so be it. We'll do it as it needs to be done, but way too often, we are just reacting to an agenda the administration puts in front of us. We need to start putting some things in their court to act on, and this is one of those items. So I encourage everyone's support for it.
All in favor?
Madam-
Oh, I'm sorry.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
reiterating on what Mr. Larvin said, when this was presented before, I wasn't here, the concept was that the council person that presented it, they thought it was only for District 2, but it was for the entire city. That's Districts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it is for the entire city, not solely District 2. Mr. Johnson's district is for the entire city. So I just wanted to clarify that. That was the mishap. I wasn't here when they voted down last time, but it is for the entire city. Thank you for that, Madam President.
Okay, I have one problem, well, a couple of problems with it also. Number one is a resolution. You can't can't delegate funds through a resolution. It has to be through an ordinance. That's one thing. And number two, the city doesn't need to be the homeowners, be a mortgage company, because I think that's against the law. That's a violation there. The city giving mortgages to people and collecting mortgages from people. This is a rent-to-own program, basically, because it's on completion of 15 years, the owner will receive clear title if they break it in 15 years. I think the concept, what Mr. Laverne is doing is fantastic, but I think this is the wrong program.
So,
I think Mr. Armadine summed it up, and said probably needs to be reworked.
Needs to be worked, yeah.
but as is,
Maybe we should just put the idea out there.
I'm just doing, put the idea out there because it needs to be, it's a resolution, it needs to be done.
I know it's a great idea and everything, but this right here is a bad program, because the city legally cannot collect mortgages from people.
well,
We can't do it the way it's originally written.
The way this is
that's
written.
why he said, let's dust it off and rework it.
Let's rework it.
Yes.
Okay, I understand, but we can't vote on it to establish it and then establish
So
the
should we
funds
put
in
in
a
a
resolution.
committee to work on it?
Hold up, it's okay.
I'm asking what do we need to do to make it work? To rework it is like,
What now?
what's the process?
Rewrite it?
Completely rewritten. We can't adopt it,
So
then
what are we
rewrite it.
doing,
We have
motion
to,
it to
Well,
rewrite it?
just,
Or-
okay, but if.
my thing, we can't adopt something, then rewrite it. We have to,
Mr. Trey,
You own it.
what is it that we need to do?
you can't put funds through a resolution.
The city attorney said it, asked him.
Well, we got, no, we got this.
The comments made are correct, and I think Mr. Lawberdane does, he understands resolutions don't fund projects. It's the expression of the intention of this council as a policy matter. It's not a statute, it's not an ordinance. It won't be a situation where people can contract with the city, because that takes an ordinance. Those things would take more study. I haven't looked at the proposal, although I recall the previous council member's proposal that was made. I think it's similar to what was made in 2020. But the enactment of a resolution does not fund a program.
So what do we do? Do we?
So we can vote on it and pass it.
You can vote, I mean, it could even be saying,
It's just establishing.
Yeah, just to establish it, not to say that this is what we're gonna do.
one word,
Just establishing.
To establish and implement?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion.
establish, you could even say study, and then y'all do the study.
Okay, establish, study, and implement. So,
Study to implement.
study to implement. Okay, so a resolution to study to implement the Restore Alexandria Neighborhood Program. So I'll make that motion, okay?
Okay.
Right, because just one other thing that I saw, and I can't find it right at the second, but that when we do start looking at it, does the city, can we actually build and mortgage on adjudicated properties too? That's something that
Well,
I kind of remember. So that would I'm just putting that out there for.
I think number 9
would kinda
covers
be
this
like part
pretty
of the
much.
study to
9
find out
is the
if it
comprehensive
can be
plan on
Yes, I
housing
just wanted to put
plan.
that question out there,
well,
so when we start looking at
I
it.
think number 9 on the count covers this.
taking a member.
Resolution
once-
study to implement
Once
the
it's
Restore
worked on with
Alexandria.
the administration, it may, we could blend them, but
Malcolm trying to throw a lot of stuff against the wall.
yeah, I'll see what sticks. Yeah.
Okay.
We need to, there's a motion on the floor by Mr. Loudon. Who did the second?
Who's gonna,
I second.
motion by Councilman Lawberdane,
It was a
second.
motion, it's second by Mr. Fowler.
and second by Mr. Fowler.
Right, and the amendment is a resolution to study to implement the Restore Alexandria Neighborhood Program.
All right,
Study 2.
Yeah, study to
Two.
implement.
okay.
Study two.
So public comments, discussion, we already did that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
We got now
As
amended.
amended. We need a motion and second as amended.
Okay,
Move.
okay. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Lawberdane.
I second. All right.
Okay. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Abstain on this one.
You abstain.
Okay,
I don't know if-
we read.
Okay, our ordinance of final adoption subject to public hearing number 14 to consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted petroleum products for the various departments.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Valord. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 15, to consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for electric utility right-of-way emergency services. The administration is requesting that this item be removed because they are rejecting all bids, and they're going to go out for re-advertisement at a later date.
Move to reject.
We're
I mean,
asking,
move
for rejection and rebid it at the end of February in an effort to obtain more qualified bids in preparation for the next hurricane season.
no, because then if it's 60 days.
Subject to the motion to reject all bids.
Substitute motion to reject all bids.
Motion by who?
Me.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Johnson. Discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 16, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for service utility body.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second. Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, Mr. White,
Thank you, Madam President.
you welcome. Make sure you stay on task.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr., 3638 10th Street, Alexandria, Louisiana, 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. Great to see you back in here, Mayor. Now, on this utility, what is that exactly? Can anybody tell us that? Because I don't know what it is. Sorry, Madam President. Get you some water. Get us some water. So what exactly is this? It's a truck?
It's the trailer.
Promotable tent, glass tent got the low bid.
So it's a
local
utility,
company got the low
electric
bid.
utility? It's electric utility truck? Hello?
It's accepting.
Well, who put it on here?
Yes.
And we can't get an answer.
Yes, it's utility.
It's in your book in the ordinance.
Utility.
The Council of City of Alexandria in legal session hereby authorize the mayor to accept the low bid. The bids are attached in the back, submitted from Glass Tin, et cetera, for service utility bodies.
Okay.
So it's a
Well, what is it?
local
What is it that
company
you-
that does tinning and other services for our
Oh,
vehicles.
it's a tent. Okay, that's all.
10, Mr. White, 10 for the city cars.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 17, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to provide funding for the local match for the Louisiana Watershed Initiative Project and other matters respect thereto.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilor Lloyd, second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, Mr. White.
Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome. Appreciate you.
Again, Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr., I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana, 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. With this watershed, and I hope y'all look at this carbon capture business, because if it hits that water, we won't have to worry about no
Mr.
drinking
White,
water and stuff.
it's
I'm
not-
just saying, I
But
wish.
it's not about carbon capture.
Well, I
This is
know,
about
but
the-
we need,
okay.
I hope and pray we talk about that, because like I
we
said,
had-
all these other
Mr.
parishes
White,
and city
we not on
councils.
carbon capture.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if it hits
Mr. Lloyd.
our, if it hits our water, we
We-
won't be able to drink it. We'll be like
Thank you,
Flint,
Mr.
Michigan
White.
and everything.
Thank you, Mr. White.
Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome. You need to discuss it.
Yes, Mayor, do we have a comprehensive flooding program?
We have a comprehensive plan for, the diversion of
flooding.
water in the city.
Okay. Now, how, let me ask this carefully. You got this comprehensive plan. How far along are we to complete it?
I can give you, you're on an ordinance that is to adopt a local batch for a watershed initiative.
I guess
So-
what I'm saying is, every year we throw a bunch of money at flooding, and I think what's missing is people would like to know, and I would like to know, the overall flooding program, how far along are we in completing it, or?
So this was one that I understand the engineers worked directly with all the council members. We asked them to. We talked about it for a few years, that we were going for what I would have called the Cadillac version. We were trying to divert water into the Red River, and we didn't want to just break it up into other projects. This is part of that watershed initiative, and as you can see, we're recommended another $440,000 toward the local match. So it uses the word comprehensive for when we look at all of this, we're trying to divert water out of the city, and there are several ways that it leaves, and we've kind of gone over that. One would be out toward the Buff system, if you want to think about off of Windermere, that the diversion body that goes out that way. Much of it is through the Chatelain, gets to the Chatelain system, most of it. I don't know, Trey, I usually know this stat, 67 to 75% probably all goes through and hits it that way. And then there's a small amount that could go out Bayou Rapides and divert over. That's rare because it has to be at a level where it would make sense to do that, which is a rarity, but it happens. Sometimes water from up north fills Bayou Rapides and you would do it. And there's one more small way it goes out. So all of those ultimately meet. Outside of, it all ultimately meets in the Chatelain floodplain system. It all then keeps flowing and hits the Bayou Cartabla area, Cortabla, where, in Port Barry. So that area, then it hits Chafalaya and on to the Gulf from there. So that's how our water moves out. All of it is comprehensively trying to do that. We run into some battles in the Chatelain system because farmers in Avoyelles will put weirs and dams and block and do all kind of things that holds the water in the city, and so we're constantly having to deal with that. But
I guess my question is, in the overall picture, Are we 50% completed, 60%?
Never end.
You know,
Never-
So
Never end.
water diversion is not a static thing where you would say, on this date, we no longer have the problem. As mankind builds and does different things and adds concrete in places and takes down an area where it once flowed to that area, blocks things, dams things, we're always going to have the problem. There are certain areas in the city that are just in low areas, always were, because they weren't approved or designed in the city in the first place. They're outside of the city. The city, in its efforts, will go and take in and annex parts of the city that are in low-lying areas, and then spend a lot of time and money and effort, and we should, trying to mitigate that damage. But there are low-lying areas. Again, I'll use the Windermere example. If you're driving on the side of Menard High School, when you hit that bowl at McAdams Ditch, when you hit the lowest point of that bridge at McAdams, that is one of the lowest. It's about 67 feet. Base flood elevation in Alexandria is 72.6, we'll call it. So that 67 is already that much lower than what we would plan as a normal event. 66 feet, so a full foot lower than that in the history of the city has been Spencer Street, so many yards in. I could go show it to you and point it, but there's a spot in Spencer right off where that is about 66 feet. And so you'll see those houses, they've gone in a program and raised the houses, actually built them up off the ground. You'll never change those areas in terms of the height. So the mitigation against that is either not to build, to buy people out of building, or to raise, because you're not going to ever be able to you can't push water in a Gustav level event fast enough into a diversion body, then it will flow up, then it will build up.
So in essence, what you're saying is, we will forever be throwing money in flooding.
Absolutely.
yes.
I would say that, I don't want to say it that, the way you're saying it is so much what a lawyer would say. I would say that you're never going to stop mitigation work in any city on flood diversion and other problems cities have, because cities aren't static any more than you could build fire stations in one way and not have to move them because of growth and change in the city.
I get it, though.
Yeah.
I get
guess
Mr.
we-
Fowler corrected me, because I wasn't sure about how flooding works, but it makes sense. As a city grows and
But you
changes.
should have a plan that gets your mitigation at a level that is as acceptable as we can be as
Are we there?
humankind pushing it.
Are we there?
No.
No, Mr. David tell you that you're not there.
On the back of our golf course, next to Fire Rapids, which is 100 yards maybe for less from Fire Rapids and England Air Force Base, drains into the Chaffelow River.
Ultimately,
That's where it goes.
ultimately, it
There's
moves
a
that
little
way.
by and then on out. It's a whole network. You can follow it. I've done
And I would say we spend a lot on it and need to continue to, and all of these efforts have drastically changed things since, the only time I can go back to is 2006, and I can see what places were inundated in levels of rain that are no longer inundated by that level. I would also say, Ms. Lawverdane, there's always going to be an event
Yes.
That's right.
that you're
Well, the
protecting
neighbors
against, and someone will say, we're at a 1,000-year level event, and the next person will say, we've engineered this to a 1,500-year event. And if Providence decides that there's a lesson to learn, there'll be a
2 years in a row.
15,000-year
What year was
event.
that when the
And that
South
can
Circle-
happen.
South Circle flooded? Park View Baptist and all that.
So in Gustav, we had a severe event. In the December rain after Gustav, so remember how much rain hit in Gustav. In the December rain, what I recall was 2 to 3 inches fell in the city of Alexandria proper in less than 12 minutes. And so that's what you try to explain to people. It's not just rain over 24 hours. The city can move an inch an hour if it's falling at an even rate. You'd be shocked how much we can move, assuming things aren't clogged, assuming things are clean and ready to run. But 3 inches in 12 minutes
That's a lot.
will fill up Ash's parking lot as flat as it is and will put a car, that's a massive amount of volume. And that happened that December. So I can never tell you there's not an event where it won't matter how clear the diversion body is, the water can't get there fast enough and you're going to have an inundation. And that happened.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 18, to consider final adoption of an ordinance rescinding ordinance number 18-2025 for qualified bail exercise program services.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 19, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a corporate agreement with Packard Emergency Medical Services to support emergency medical training program with the Alexandria Fire Department.
Motion, second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Valord. Public comment, Mr. White.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome.
Again, my name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street, 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I think this is a great thing, and I know, Mr. Johnson, you had mentioned you'd never heard of any problems with Pafford, but there's been problems, because, like I said, the police jury has had some problems with Pafford. So I hope you look at the police jury and stuff about that. But this working together, I'm glad that Pafford and the Alexandria Fire Department is going to be working together. That should help mitigate problems and stuff like that. So that's a good thing.
Thank you, Mr. White.
Okay.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 20, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the current contract for disaster debris removal, reduction, and disposal services.
Motion, please.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Valord. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 21, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the contract for emergency debris removal,
Motion, please.
monitoring services.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 22, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the final renewal for mixed debris removal and disposal services.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 23, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the proposal received from Pipe Suite for gas system compliance services.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments. Mr. White?
Yes, thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome.
Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr., I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana. My zip is 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. On these pipelines, they won't be carrying no carbon capture or nothing, all right? I'm just asking. I don't know what they just straight gas?
Straight gas, no
Okay.
carbon capture.
All right, but like I said, one day we need to talk about it as a city council, because
Yes, sir.
I'm against that carbon capture.
Hold on, let's finish this. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 24, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing change order number 1 for fire station number 4 roof leak repairs.
Move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion. All
Madam
in-
President,
Yes, sir.
according to the documentation, that's a 51% increase. The gentleman, the $39,400 is now asking for additional $20,000. I read Tom DeVee letter, but I'm trying to figure out, I went out and looked at their fire station, how did they miss this in their determination for the cost of this? They did the water hoses, and Tom said that they're having problems finding people to repair these tile roofs. Who put the roof on? And to me, if that person came back, one bid, we accepted it, and now they're coming back asking for an additional $20,000, which is over 51% that has to come back to us, that's a bit much to me. And I went out and looked at those valleys. So I'm trying to figure out, when they did the rain test, water test, and power testing, how did they not see that?
You talked to Mr. David, explained it to you?
I did not talk to him. I read his letter, sir.
So if you look at it, it's finding additional problems with it. So it isn't that they missed the amount to fix the same problem, which would be, it's when they further tested, they found new areas of water leak. And so the way water works is, in any house, you can identify where a spot is leaking, and you can think you found all the vectors, all the ways that it did that. But water's a funny thing. It finds the path of least resistance. And so while you may think you have it, once you cure those things, it may be that it was found another seam or was already leaking in another seam. And so while you cancel that out, water, being what water does, will let you know that it's also getting there a different way. And so what happened here is, they did the work, and it didn't cure the problem, and so they were able to find other ways it leaks, and that could happen more than once. It happens at our homes. Every time you work on your roof, you think you've got it, and yet that same leak or a new one occurs after you fix one. And so if it's coming at one spot, you can't always know where it is.
Well, I beg to differ. I just had a roof put on my house,
Okay.
and all areas were checked, rectified, and if the contractor would have came back to me with the 51% increase, he'd have ate that.
Yeah. So I would just say that I understand you beg to differ because you had a good experience. I've had a terrible experience with a roof problem that leaks. And while you disagree, you can't disagree with physics and how it works. That's what water does. It finds a path of least resistance, and it will do that. Here, what they probably did most wrong is the whole project at 39.4, while it's moving at that percent, is another 20,000. They probably made the project too low in the first place, would be my guess. But that's what it costs to fix it.
But that's,
I would suggest that the council bring in Mr. David, the engineers, and everyone involved, and let you know what you think about it.
This is a change order to do it. This
Right.
isn't paying for it.
Yeah, it's not paying for the same work that they missed the cost, Mr. Green. It's to add work.
I
That
saw
costs
that,
that.
read that, and understand that. I looked at the diagram, and what I was saying was, we only had one bid that came back with additional $20,000 to perform. And reading the information, it said that they did a power surge to do this. To me, with that fire truck putting that water on that building, that should have been found. That's what happens when we accept one bid only. Just like you chose to take one off because you wanted to rebid it, I just have a problem with it.
But if you only
They can
have-
vote for it, I'm not voting for it. It says too much, and I think it needs to be tabled, and something else needs to be done with this. This is just ridiculous. This is to me, sir.
My concern is if we do table it and delay it, how much worse is it gonna get?
So guys,
I have no idea.
listen, it wouldn't matter if you tabled it. It doesn't even make sense what you're saying. That won't fix the leak.
Right.
So water hit a building. The pressure of the water hits the building. It showed a leak. They went and worked on that. Water, they tested again. It's still leaking. So you could table it until the cows come home. It's still going to be leaking. It has to be fixed. The question is, was there professional malpractice or something else and missing? And I would just tell you, in other cases, pretty strict about looking at that. When it's water finds the least resistant path, and you can measure it once, and it's already moving in the other one, but it's channeled to move more in this one. You close that one off, and it will find that channel now to be, that's a normal thing. I'm happy you had a great experience with your roof. I do not share that experience with roofing and water.
Well, one thing too, also, they fixed one part, this water still, it might have forced another.
Well, that's what I was poorly saying that you said that. That's what I was trying to
It
say.
broke another part we fixed it one part, so.
And I think that's what Tom says right here.
Yeah, they
In
were
1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth full paragraph, after the repair work was completed, they requested the fire department to do another test and simulate a heavy rain event again, and they revealed the new spots.
Correct.
And so our job on that is, we do the same thing, and we question, did you miss something? Why did it happen? And the bottom line is, it's got to get fixed.
There'll be more damage
Or it'll do more damage. That's the other thing about water. If you let it go unabated, it will continue to damage, and it will find new paths of least resistance to find new channels of damage to wood and other structures.
Then we'll have firemen coming out with black mold issues and everything else,
And no matter what, it's still got to be fixed.
My concern is that we went with one bidder. Are they the persons that put the roof on from the original?
That was a long, no.
That's a whole vote.
Building.
No, that building was recently refurbished, so what's old to you all? 2 months?
No, well, I mean,
On this one.
I had that same experience with RV, and it sounds simple, but you know how much money I spend for RV? Every time I patch one hole, that RV.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Happy holidays to everyone from the Alexandria City Council.
Hold up also. Ms. Bell, I'm glad that you're here. I would like to apologize to you for what happened at the last city council meeting. We are a democracy. People should be allowed to express differing opinions without being shouted at. So this is a place where everyone should be protected and respected, and I would just like to apologize to you for what happened.
All right. Yes, ma'am.